Overdraw Arpeggios. Here's how you do them. We're going to start off with the G harp, go to the 9 hole, and then the 8 hole blow. Now, the reason you're doing this is to practice precision. In order to move from an overblow to an overblow or an overdraw to an overdraw, precision of hole placement is the key, most difficult thing. And because you have to be very, very accurate. If you have any kind of like dirt or slop going on, it's just not going to happen, right? And I think that's the number one thing to watch out for when you try to start chaining these is, are you really being accurate to the hole? So we're going to go practice that, being precise. And then you're going to pop up to the overdraw. Pardon me. Literally all I'm doing is I'm going to the 9 overdraw and moving the harp over and then moving it back. Now, if you've got a set of ears on you, you can hear that lower overdraw is out of tune substantially, right? And that's because I'm just moving the harp. What you really got to do if you want to get it in tune is you have to pull down the pitch to have the inside of your mouth, that posture needs to be the same thing that it needs to be for a regular 8 overdraw, not a 9 overdraw, which is comparatively smaller, all right? So that's more in tune, but those first ones, okay, it's not, right? So you got to pull it down a little bit. I think ee-aw, what I'm doing is I'm lowering down the back of my tongue, right? Because for an overdraw, I'm really doing that curve, you know, like with an overblow, you got the back of the tongue high. Overdraw, it's like the front of the tongue is high and the back a little bit lower, and then comparatively higher for the smaller ones like a 10 overdraw. Okay, so next, get into the 10 to the 9 hole. Now, this one is actually a little bit easier to get into because the difference between the two seems a little bit smaller. So you can get away with just moving the harp a little bit easier. The tough one, 8 to 7 overdraws. For whatever reason, the amount you need to change internally to get that 7 overdraw in tune is kind of a lot, right? So I struggle with it, honestly. But to challenge myself, I say ee-aw, okay, is what I think in my mind, and I'm kind of actually more doing it for this. Oh, there's all right. Okay, that one I find the hardest for sure. But once you can do all of those combos, then the next part is to just start chaining them, right? So I would say start on the 8 overdraw. I got to find my hole. There it is. All right, and then I just go to the 8 overdraw, 9 overdraw, 10 overdraw, 10 blow. Okay, so if you feel comfortable with that, then you can start adding that next one, starting on the 7 overdraw. Okay, and then you have this whole arpeggio going. Going down, I find harder. I'm a little embarrassed to put this on video, but I'm going to do it. And this is part because I know that there's folks out there that think of this overblow stuff as just black magic. It's not. It's just a very, it's a long learning curve. And once you're like, there's still things that I regard as impossible that I know future me will say, no, Peter, that's not impossible. And then the later future me, after that, will say, wow, this is really easy. And I'm going to incorporate it in my playing. I know that's in the future. All right. So in the name of that, I will go ahead and share this squeaky nonsense. All right, so I'm starting on the 10. Okay, it's a little squeaky because I haven't figured out how to smoothly move between the 8 overdraw and the 7 overdraw just yet. Yeah, so far for me, squeaky nonsense. A year from now, I'm going to come back to you and show you my progress, though. All right. That's it in terms of the technique. I would say that what got me there was that exercise I keep showing everybody, where you learn to play overdraws without force, and then just the idea of just move the harp. Okay, so I think probably where would you use this? That's probably a whole nother video. And the technique should probably keep you busy for a while. So I'm going to keep it at 5 minutes and clock out. Best of luck with these. Find yourself a nice private place to practice them. Later.